Welcome back, everyone. We all have the innate ability to have empathy.
Rob Volpe is an author and empathy activist and is here to give us 5 steps to empathy to help us in the moment. Rob, we are so excited to have this conversation.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. It's great to be here.
I love that you were just saying to us in the break that empathy is your superpower and has been since you were a little boy. What do you mean by that? What did you notice?
So growing up in Indiana, and I write about it in my book, but growing up in Indiana, I had a challenging childhood and got bullied, as many kids experience, but empathy was something that I used to ultimately navigate through school and get along with my classmates in order to get through that trying time. And it's just followed through with me as an adult into my professional life.
And you wrote this book because you noticed that we have an empathy crisis amongst us.
Yes.
Explain.
So my company, Ignite 360, we're a marketing research firm. So our job is to talk to people. And we noticed that while we were building empathy with consumers, the people we were talking to, sometimes it was challenging for our clients to build that connection. And we got curious about, well, what's going on? What's getting in people's way? And you don't have to look very far to see that there's just an empathy crisis everywhere. We started doing some additional research and did some surveys on it, and we started to find nearly 1/3 of U.S. adults are unable to easily see the point of view of other people, and yet almost 2/3 of U.S. adults are concerned about people's inability to overcome our differences. So those two things are in tension with each other. There's definitely a crisis that's going on, and we set out to help people understand how, in the moment, to be more empathetic.
Okay, those are pretty big numbers.
It is. It's very worrying, and you see it in all aspects of our life, whether you're going to the store, whether it's at work, a confrontation that you're having with your own family. It's everywhere, because empathy is this fundamental that empowers all the skills that we use, whether you're communicating or collaborating, making decisions. Empathy is part of all of that.
Underlying no matter what area of our life we might be struggling in. So let's get into those 5 steps. What are some that you can share?
Absolutely. So the first one's dismantle judgment. So stop being judgmental about other people. The second step is to ask good questions. Third step is to actively listen, be present, pay attention. The fourth step is to integrate into understanding, making sense that there's other ways of viewing the world and existing, and that's okay. We need to be curious about it. And then the fifth step is to use solution imagination. Take what you're hearing and start to apply that back into the conversation to reach a better outcome.
You dive all of those 5 steps into your book. It's called Tell Me More About That. And out of those 5 steps, we don't want to share everything because this is why you have this book. What is one step that you would like to expand on to help the viewers?
So one story I'll share is about the second step, which is asking good questions. I actually had a mom reach out to me after the book came out. She had a 13-year-old son who was having trouble in English class. And one of the things I write about in the book, when you're asking good questions, it's about asking exploratory, open questions. But often what we do is we ask why. So if you think about when you were a kid, why did you draw on the wall in marker? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? And it puts us on the defensive. So what you want to do instead is use who, what, where, when, how, or tell me more about that. And this mom in particular, she recalled that from the book, and so she asked her son, well, tell me more about what's going on in English class. And she said that it opened him up in a way that he never would have had she asked him, why are you having trouble in English? So this is just one of the tips that's in the book, and I use a lot of stories from my own experiences going on in-home interviews, being faced with people that are just different from me, and how I failed and sometimes succeeded in having empathy. So some readers have described the book as, very engaging, thought-provoking, but also laugh-out-loud funny. I set out to entertain people while they learn more about empathy.
I like the message, though, that you just shared about the mom and her son, because it's being curious rather than judgmental. And opening up for connection.
More than yes/no answers, right?
Exactly.
It expands on it. So you have a book signing at the King's English bookstore. We love that bookstore. We love that spot. Tell us more how we can get your book and get it signed.
Yes, so tonight, 6 o'clock, I will be at the King's English signing books. I'm really looking forward to that. I hope to see everybody there. If you're not able to make that, the book will be available at the King's English, but also wherever people prefer to buy books on Amazon or other booksellers, audiobook as well. as the hardcover and an ebook.
And your social media right there on the screen so we can follow along. Empathy Activist. Oh, we will definitely be taking tips and tricks from you. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.